Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. Solar wind right now at 345. Density's down to 4. We've had an M2 flare. Can you believe that noise? Yeah, we better check it out. Hot diggity dog. Let me turn that. Did I do that? Yeah, do that. And then go back to here. Yeah, I guess it was, what time was it? 11:30. And here we are at 1400. So that's 7. And back to 11:30. So, I mean, that's 4.5 hours ago. Shit, that's when I got up. It's the electric flares that are, I mean, what do you call them things? It's solar flares that are waking me up in the night. Because I was up during that time. No wonder why I was sweating. Boy. And look at it drop precipitously. Way down there. Look at that. Boom. It said, oops. It'll hit you when on the way out. So we had an M2 flare right there. Boom. Yep. What you need, beautiful? I fed him already.
Just now.
Yeah. She cleaned it. Yeah. Kitty cat's eating. Oh, you can barely see that thing, huh? Yeah. You can't see what's happening right now, though. That's the problem. See, it's 74.8 degrees, 58 degrees. See, there it is right there. You can see that one right there. And we're dropping down. We're still about C1 right now. Yeah. I gotta find a capture device here. There you go. You got it all now. Yeah. There you go. So this is the full. I'm gonna write this is the full. Rename. And anybody just wait. What are you doing there, son? What are you doing? Did I do it? I did that. All right, cool. Go like that, and there we go. Yeah, you don't need to see all the other crap I'm doing. There you go, big boy. Now you can see it. All righty then. Yeah, it's dropping still. That's good. Good news. Good friggin' news. But an M2 here. Geomatic Storm Watch. We're in a Geomatic Storm Watch starting tomorrow on to the 5th. Because the series of M flares we've had, one day was 6 M flares, the next day was 5 M flares. Can you believe that? 11 M flares in 2 days. And we've had near 20, count them 20 in about 8 days. So it's been a tough week and a half for me, for sure. I got my new phone. It seems to be working okay. It didn't drop a call yet, so we'll see how that goes. I think the M flares fried my phone. Yeah. Unstable beta gamma magnetic field sunspot 3380 poses a continued threat for M-class solar flares, it says. And that's 3380. Right there, Jared. Right there, boy. Let's go ahead and look at LASCO. See what it did to us here on it. See if we can see anything here. There was one. Looks like it's letting one loose right now. Yeah, I think we're okay on that one. Let's look at this one. Yeah, there's a halo right there. Faint. Boom, there's a little stronger one. That might be coming around the mountain there. And then we have this one here. Yeah, you can see it all the way out here. Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think that one's coming around the mountain. And, yeah. It should be coming around the mountain. Here she comes. Anyway. Solar wind. Let's look at the solar wind and all the other details that Bureau of Meteorology of Australia give us. Dynamic pressure stays about 1. Standoff is about 11. The BZ just barely, well, it gets down to a 4. All right. Proton density stays up around 5 to 7, so I think we're okay there. Look at where the absorption hit, man. Right? India gets walloped. Yep. The stands in India and all that. Oh, we have something incoming. Boom, right there. Oh, the Middle East got rocked. I can hear the bells the first time, and I can't tell you how long. Africa, Middle Africa gets zonked. Boom. Okay. Well, yeah, there it was. Yep. All right. So, oh, the Mid-Atlantic too, boy. Yeah, zinger, chicken dinner. Anyway, what did we just hit? Something just hit. New Zealand? Was that where that is? Yeah. We got a couple of dingers. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I'm looking over here at deck, and I apologize for that. You don't need to see anything there. I got a couple of whispers, and maybe from him. Anyway, we see asteroids hasn't changed any. Today being the 3rd of August, there's 1, 2. One's pretty close, lunar distance and a half, but it's only 30 feet across. Only, yeah, right. Fly a spaceship that's, 30 feet and let a rocket hit you hitting 30 feet. Yeah, very precarious out there. And the other one's 90 feet across, and it's traveling out 10.8 lunar distances. Class M flares still around 50%. Class X has dropped down to 5. GMAX storm probabilities up to 40% for the mid-latitudes, up to 20% for the highs. So they're expecting a little something coming in, baby. Yeah. Yep. Look at the ground magnetics. Here we go. Boom, doom, 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 doom. There you go. I think yesterday I was talking about the Atlantic and down there in Sandwich Islands and over in India. So we'll see what happens today. Ground magnetics are not showing a thing. Oh, maybe a little bit there. Yeah. It may go to the Middle East and then bounce back to India or Indonesia. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see what the USGS said about that last one. Yeah, New Zealand. From Chromatics. All right. Chromatics just had a 4.9. That's what I thought, but it happened like 15 minutes ago. They got it at 307. It's 338. Yeah, that's about right. So Chromatics banging away, 4.9, and what's the depth? 52. There you go. It's a really slow day. That's it for today so far. They still have the 5.9 Panamanian quake. We were waiting for this to happen. There was up here a 6.3 and over here there was a 6.4, and it never really translated down here yet. It took a week for it to hit down, or maybe a week and a half to hit down here, and that told us that the pressure is moving south. We did have up here a 4 and up by Nyland, but it looks like off the coast of San Diego now comes in with a 3.1. They're calling it Carlsbad. Carlsbad is right there, so yeah, north of San Diego, and that's not on the scary fault, the Rose Canyon. It's on the Carlsbad fault. Come here, you. Corona Beach fault zone, Coronado Beach. Sorry. This leads right into, yeah, everything else too. Shoot. Yeah, this is the Rose Canyon down here. Newport, Inglewood, Rose Canyon fault. And this one leads right into it up here. Up here is Thumbs, Huntington Beach fault, or Tombs, and Palo Verde fault all come up right here. And there's the San Diego Trough fault zone. Is right in that. We zoom in and let's go to Ocean. See where it is. So this one goes, splits the island. Yeah. Can you imagine the ocean only going in here and all this was above land, above, it was on ground? Yeah. Yeah, the ice age, it was down that low. But hey, ice was also 3 miles thick across the top of the U.S. and all of Canada was under ice. And it was much lower. It was like it's sunken in, and then as the ice melted, it rises up, and the trees grow, and then they burn, and the cycle starts again. I'm not seeing anything, other than this one here. Right up by, here's Mammoth right here. Uncle Tom's place. Here's the Owens Valley, comes right up. And if I put it on the train again, you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's Bishop. Uncle Tom's place is right up in here. And, are they even going to show Uncle Tom's place now? Tom's place right here. Yeah, so this is in the caldera, Round Valley, the rise of the caldera. Yeah. What caldera am I talking about? Well, Long Valley supervolcano, right? Actually, it's not. Oh, it's over here. So this is the outside of it. Volcanic tableland. Yeah. I guess it's all part of it, right? Yeah. I don't know. Nothing happening right now, which is really, really, really good for all of us. Don't want it to happen. No, we don't. Calaveras Fault had a little bop, a little 2.5 here, Morgan Hill, at about 1219 UTC, right there. And then up here in Petrolia, we got a little. Here's Eureka, Petrolia, Fortuna, Real Delhi, Bayside, McKinley View, Redway, Smoker's Paradise up there. That's where most of the quakes happen anyway, up above the line here. Generally happen up here. And the larger quakes do too. So that's Cali. We do have a quake up in Lincoln, Montana at a 2.5. Miss Montana up there in I think you're up in Clydesdale. Flathead Lake. What is your I call it Clyde. It's Kalispell. Kalispell, huh? Here's Lakeside. How the fire's doing, sister? Are they still burning pretty well on you? I'm sure I can probably look to here and report that. Yeah, burn, ding, 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 ding. Well, we have a new one down here in Middle Ridge, right? Yeah, it's gotten bigger. It's actually moved toward the lake now. Still moving on here, Middle Pocket, but this one, yeah, definitely. And then out here. Kind of odd here, right? All these are bent like that. Something bent them like that angle. Like you draw it down the middle. Something pushed. We do have a bend the opposite way and it stops right here, eh? And it comes back. So is there something that pushed right here that made all that happen? What could have pushed? Just an observation. Something looks like it did push right down that middle right there. And it made it crinkle. Yeah. If you never played with the mud when you were a kid, you wouldn't know about that stuff. And I've always played in the mud when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah. Here's another push here. Yeah. Anyway, I get distracted here. What does she say? Anything? Our best friend's kids are an evac notice. Oh no. Lord, we ask that their property and houses and everything that belongs to them, their animals and the kids and the family, that they're all safe and moves away. That fire dissipates. Bring the rain, Father God. Bring the rain. What is it? Yeah, rabbit hole. I know, right? Man, I'm exhausted still. What do we have up here? Alaska got a little 2.5. Up in a bay, had a 3.3. The Gulf, I mean, the bay. And way up there at 3.2. So just over here by Halimarahara and the volcanoes, Tukono and Ibu and whatever the hell this one's called. Forget what it's called. It's got a funny name. It does. Looking for things to do when there's nothing, happening is it's not like I have to entertain you adults. It's some people say I do, but no, sometimes we just don't do anything. And yeah. So right up here, Orangutan, Ulu. Yeah. Ulu and Tukono and Ibu are busy. And right out here in the morning, Molucca Sea. Yeah, so right up here, boom, boom, right up here. So why are these earthquakes happening? Right here's a line, right up in here. No lightning, no lightning, Lord. Thank you, Papa. Yeah, I can't tell you that dream I just had. Had a very interesting dream. Nothing to do with earthquakes, though. But if I said it, it would create an earthquake. Yeah. Not in literal ways, in a figurative sense. And you'd all call me a heretic. Yeah, I know. It's okay. The hair of a tick. I don't know. Is that a bloodsucker? Yeah, a hairy bloodsucker. Yeah, sound like a vampire to me. Let's see what else. Coffee ain't helping, baby. Come on, coffee. Come on. I'm not gonna whistle. What else we have? Tremors. We had a lot of tremors here a little while ago, and we're. Oh my God. Yeah. Still have 226 of them, but they seem to be dropping below Olympia now. And these ones are starting to build down here. Here's the doohickey. We did have, an earthquake here. And we did have a 4 up here, or off the Oregon coast. I think we had some stronger ones here. We'd have to go back here in a few days. Let me see this. Come on. Hawaii's going crazy a little bit. Yeah, see here's the 4-0 and then 2-5, and here's the 4-4. So a couple of 4s off the coast on the 29th and the 1st. And then we had the 4-0 down here for 1 on the 1st. So that it appears that the chicken leg's moving this up and it's banging up over here. All right. But this is locked up, so it hasn't said anything here, but it did here. This is the side that's turning in. This is the side that's banging up against. We may be getting ready for a bigger quake there. As it turns in this way, it bangs up a little bit more. We did have that quake up there, a 5-0 on the 28th. Then we had one up in the rat tail, and then up here on the 1st as well. That was a 5-7. So pressure has a 5-7. That was the 28th. That was on the 1st. Pressure looks like it moved from here this way and also down. So it looks like it. And it moved so far down that in Panama they had a 5.9. After the 5-6 in Central on the 29th. So the whole West Coast went at 5-0 to 5-6, 5-3 maybe, and then we had 4s in the middle. So what was it? A 4-1, 4-2. Come on, you little turd. Yeah, come on. There you go. 4-1. 4-1 here, and then a 4-0 and a 4-4 there. So somehow it's dropped from 5-3 down to 4, a whole point. So would that suggest that the tension that's in the West Coast is just been built up a whole point? With the chicken leg moving north. Scooby's in the house. Hey, Scoob. Flares today, sweetie. We've had an M. Sorry, I talked about it. You must have missed it. X-rays. We've had an M2. Come on. It's running slow today. Yesterday we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M flares. I don't know what that would end up being. C9. All right. So 5 flares here. The day before, 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5, possibly 7, 6, possibly 8 flares. So call it 8 flares, 5 flares, and so far 1. It's a downward trend, but the power doesn't seem to be dipping all that much except for now. I think it's because 8030 is moving around the corner. And, you know, we'll poop. Go up one more. Or 3380. It's moving around the corner. Yeah. So it's not pushing all that junk at us. What, buddy? You okay? Huh? What? What? Oh. Oh. Ain't that a good boy? I'll share pictures with you sometime. Yeah. What's 851? Last 3 days. Oh, flares. The number of flares. It's all right, Susan. You know, it's not like we don't have anything happening, or we have anything happening. Earthquakes are really low. The flares are really high. I think the planet's building up to something big, and we're knowing about it. We'll probably know about it here probably next week. Yeah, he did a good boy, huh? Yes. He's walking over my desk right now. Buddy. Buddy. You guys know? Yeah. He's a good kitty. Triple hug, Scooby. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so yeah, there's the doohickeys there. I'm just talking. And Northern Cal's vibrating a little bit too. The end of the Cascade Mountains, you know. So if the entire Cascades are vibrating, right? The entire Cascades vibrating. Volcano seismicity. We'll look that up. Look at Rainier. Yep. Observation rock, Rainier. It doesn't appear they're vibrating at all, unless they've just, yeah, Polyp River. Yeah, I don't see it vibrating. There, that's vibrating. All right, so the mountain itself is not vibrating, so something else is vibrating. Maybe the Juan de Fuca. So if I got off the mountain and I checked gateway entrance. No. Look at that. I mean, there's several little, this could be cars or whatever. How about out here? Ohana Pikosh. Yeah, there's a little noise out there. Not a lot, but there's a little noise. Interesting. So I'm going to check another one at the base of the mountain. Emerald Ridge. Not found. Oh, raggy. How about this ridge? Cope. Cop. Yeah, it's got noise. So the peak doesn't have the noise. It's the mountain range itself is how I'm going to call it. I'm going to go ahead and check St. Helens. On the mountain itself, the Sugar Bowl. Now, I don't put a whole lot of stock into anything other than there's an earthquake it felt. Other than the vibrations in these deals. What the vibrations mean is up to interpretation, as they do the same thing. They interpret that's noise. The uniform noise of vibrations that are happening in the cascades. Now, remember, right up here is where all the vibrations been going, right next to it, right? And this is these are red, so these are probably not going to show anything. There's a 3, 4, right? Yeah. Well, it's red, although it's got something on there. Go figure. So that's St. Helens. Let's go ahead and look at somewhere else. Look at Hood. Okay, first we'll look on Hood, up in the mountain itself. Even Mount Hood's recorder's catching some vibrations. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's got some vibrations now. It recently just started too for them. That's up on the top. That could be weather related. I don't know. We'll have to check that out. Going down the ridge. How you doing, Patches? Yeah, got some vibrations. Definitely got some vibrations. And no, the mountain is not swaying. You know. The wind has to be really hard for vibrations to persist. This machine's getting bumped probably by a moose or some stupid kid. Tom, Dick, and Harry, Mount Oregon, USA. Yeah, they're not seeing anything. But the mountain is. And let's go ahead and check something further south. Crater Lake. We'll look at Crater Lake. See how sensitive it is. A fuzzy baseline. Thank you, Paul Patches. If you're looking at another one, please post that so we can join the fun with you. Yeah, we definitely down here. It's something's picked up in the last couple hours. From about 6 o'clock this morning until now. And here it is, 8 o'clock, so we're coming up on 8 o'clock. It's about 10 minutes behind. So something's vibrating the whole entire Cascade Mountains. So we'll have to keep an eye on what's going on. From up here all the way down here. Crater Lake's right here. And Crater Lake's just the other side of Roseburg. So when we see, we're on. Sorry, I closed them. When we're looking at yesterday's visual of right out here outside of Roseburg, right here, Crater Lake's right here. These vibrations that have been happening as of yesterday. Again, yesterday, these vibrations. Hood has seen them. St. Helens has seen them. A little bit from Rainier. I didn't check Baker, but just trying to get me a sense of what's going down. And then now we have them down here in Cali. I wish they these people here would have Shasta on there. I think it's a disservice to everybody that they don't. People in the Pacific Northwest, you know, whatever. Yeah. See if there's anything new on their tremor log. I don't see anything. August 1st. I've been busy with lots of other things while I have continued to watch the trimmer via the recometer over the past several months. This is August 1st, by the way. I've been quite remiss in writing anything up here. One of our public trimmer gawkers, who has a quite experience of following things, has shamed me into finally writing something up. Thank you, John. After stopping and starting different parts of our standard study area, is my conclusion that I don't know what the hell is going on. It seems that the standard ETSs are going from roughly southern Puget Sound north to mid-Vancouver Island, and now broken up at least 3 subzones, each going in different times. I show here a timeline for the past 6 months, covered trimmer locations, and our standard area. The color bars represent periods where there was enough trimmer to qualify as an ATS. And each case, there is at least a hint of geodetic motion to support that interpretation. The batch at the beginning of the year, red, is from the northern section and covered in the big block above. The April batch, green, partially covered above, but it continued over a week after the last post above. The batch in late July, blue, may not yet be over, but seems to be dying out. The shortest burst seemed in February, June, and I've looked at some of the details and determined that this activity consists of much shorter bursts, only a few hundred locations. Lastly, 2 to 3 days, mostly down dipped east of the main zone. This types of isolated bursts of tremors are quite common over all of Cascadia. Over the 3 extended tremor periods, the one in April seems to be the largest, both the number of locations, 8,700 during the 21 days. Below is a map showing the locations for this sequence, color-coded by time. Note that it is just about under Victoria, BC, and spread both north and south, as I myself noticed when I was talking to you all. And as noted, it was under Port Angeles on the north coast of the Olympic Peninsula on April 13th, but had moved away from within a few days. The special DAS experiment started on that date. Very early analysis of those data indicate that it did not detect the tremor. Those data and subsequent periods are being analyzed in greater detail now, with the plan of presenting results as part of the fall meeting in American Geophysical Union. Yeah, here we go. All right. Locations for the largest and maybe still ongoing sequences are shown in the map below. Note that the earliest blue locations are in the southern Puget Sound at about the same place that the previous sequences stopped. Thus, if all 3 sequences are taken together, they pretty much up and fill the parts of the previous standard ETS zone. In other words, the standard ETS zone of the previous decade or so may have just been an artifact of those smaller zones going at roughly the same time. Go figure. So, this 14-month thing is thrown out the window, like he says, So it's okay, That's why we watch these things. Now he's watching also the GPS and the like. So, and you can see the blue, which we saw just recently. And yes, it did go 10 days, And accumulatively, there the whole thing went. We saw this same kind of stuff last year. And earlier this year, I remember talking to y'all about it vibrating like crazy up there, and I was catching hell. It's an ETS or isn't? And I said it was, and that it's spreading, it's splitting in half, moving south and then moving north. And oh well, that's not an ETS event because it's not the 14 month and the like. You know, and I said, well, I'm sorry, I disagree with the people who are saying an ETS event is only every 14 months. So hey, I think this guy, he's a good dude. He's an older gentleman. I respect that. Uh, I think people need to give him a break, see how it's split. Uh, and then they give him a break. And old John jumped his short, so I like that, John McBee. Um, it's okay, you know. Um, McBee, uh, not V. Um, yeah, I mean, we that watch this thing pretty religiously, uh, we observe this more. You know, and this guy's a retired gentleman, so hey, ease up on the guy. You know, like he said, I don't know nothing. I know nothing. Sergeant Schultz. Um, and last year was really crazy. I mean, really crazy. The whole Cascadia rocked or vibrated. Not that these vibrations mean a whole lot, but I just think that in conjunction with the chicken leg, we'll see vibrations. I was saying that chicken leg's on the move, and the vibrations did start up again, causing him to write up his report because we noticed the vibrations. Come on now. Now I've said it a few, I don't know, about a couple months ago. I said it appears that chicken leg's moving again, and a chicken leg is just an observation that the Pacific Plate is being able to move as it has been over here. It doesn't all move at once, and it does. As it does, we get the earthquakes down here in off of Baja, substantial earthquakes, and out here, telling us that it's moving. And then down here, because all of Mexico is part of it, down here, Oaxaca, Chiapas, they busted a move as well. And when they were busting a move, it was moving one way or the other. And then they got quiet for a minute, like about a month, 2 months. And now they started to pick back up, hitting with the fours. And that lets me know, yeah. Then we got Guerrero popping. We got Jalisco popping. We got Cabo popping. The Gulf popping. It's all this edge of it is. And now we see what's happening around here, this Caribbean plate banging around up here big time, even with all the Puerto Rico ones, which is good. They're all a bunch of smallies. Rather a lot of smallies than one biggie, right? Because cumulatively they add up. And the mountain range down here in Bogota, or just north of Bogota, and then out here in Panama, and then down here in Ecuador. Ecuador had a 6.8, if you remember. So all of this portion are responding like joints. All the joints here in the Caribbean Sea and the Mexican plate, which is the North American plate, being bumped as it tears off up here, and hence the Texas quakes. These are not just drilling; it's on the joint, and yeah. So we should see something happen on this end relatively soon, and I'm hoping to be the heck out of here before, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to write it out. I am getting kind of antsy. But that's just my surmising. I have my buddy, two buddies, in the wake of that, one wanting them to be safe, and they're both in here. One's down here by, Lake Elsinore, and the other one is up here by him at San Jacinto. Two different faults. Yes, they're both going to feel the darn things. What else? My dad lives over here. My daughter lives over here. My brother and sister. And I live down in here. I want us all to be out of here, but, you know, on to the American Craton. You know, be the, you know, anyway. What else we have today? We just had another PNG of 4.3. Sistania North. Where the hell's that? Okay, up in Alaska. So the Kermitics. And then we have a lesser one, Papua New Guinea. 4.9 dropped to 4.3. In about how long? About 30 minutes. Pressure moving through. The other side of the plate should say hello. We might get another one back here before it goes over, but yeah. I'm going to look up here in Japan, see what happens. Wait for it. And let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the volcano. Is there any volcano news today? In the news today, volcano discovery. Stromboli volcano, Popo, Simeru, Ijen, Ibu, Dacono, Rick James, and Reventador. Semenkaya, down the armpit of South America, moved to 24. It's a 19,000. Ubinas, just south of that, went to 23. It's an 18-something mountain. So both of these are still pumping pretty good. Ubina seems to be a lesser of the two mountains, but it went, 35,000 feet. So it blew its top pretty well. Popo, up in Mexico City, or just south of it, fine. Ijen volcano, ash advisor emitting discrete weak emissions to 10,000 feet. Let's find out where Ijen is. It looks like it's in Indonesia. Okay, IGEN. All right. The Ijen volcano is a complex group of volcanoes located in a border between. Oh, here's Simeru. Ijen right here. 10,000 feet out of that booger. Here's 134. He lives right here. Here's Bali. So Ijen was busy. Here's Raung. It's got a bit of a lake in there. We should see if we can't see any news from Ijen. It's a 9,100 foot mountain mining eruption activity. It said, hey, 10,000 is pretty good. It's not. It's 800 foot popper. Color code is orange right now. January 17th is the last time it had some unrest. Yeah, January is the last time it did anything. All about Ijen volcano. Always reminds me of, King Kong. Steep rise of the lake temperature sent alert status to 2 on January. It rose from 16 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. That got hot. Wow. You know what happens when water gets in the middle of something. All the good kids get double scoops. I think they got some webcams, maybe. Doesn't appear. Doesn't appear. Yep. Alrighty then. Mayon volcano over in Philippines. Unreportable right now. Can't see it. Sangay volcano. And Ecuador, 19,000 of a 17. It's not a whole lot. Stromboli. Starting to leak a little bit. Yeah. Stromboli. They're in Italy. Rick James. Morphological changes in the edifice. New inner crater within the main one. We were watching this last night. Pretty interesting watching that thing pop. We'll show you here in a minute. Sabankaya. Nothing. Ibu. Saying hello at 6,000. 4,300 foot mountain. Not high as a 7 on the littler mountain, but hey. Simiru in Indonesia, 15. All right, so Dakono, 7,000. Again, that's a little bit more. Europeanus down in Peru. Nothing. Just a little fart in the wind. Ebaco, Kamchatka, 12,000 feet. And I think it's 8,000. Revenador, 15 from about a 12. Popo, 20,000. Hey, it popped a little bit. 17.8 go to 20. Sangay, 19 out of a 17. Yeah, that's it. Wow. Well, hopefully you learned a little something that, you know. Let's go back to One Day All. And definitely a line across the United States. You can see right there in the middle. That's what's got us a little bit alerted to the fact that there is something happening. We did get something up here in the Labrador Sea. Although it was called Baffoon Bay, it was actually Labrador Sea. Iceland has picked up a little bit. The volcano did. It was going low, and then boom, yesterday it really picked up. We watched it for several hours, and that's along that line. Just kind of follow it through. And I think even Baja did some noise here yesterday. And well, lo and behold, he points out right here, right in this region. So I have to say it's probably the lineament that goes through Papua New Guinea or the Solomon Islands, which I know we had a quake in Solomon yesterday. So it's all related. I would call that a magnetic anomaly that goes through. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if we didn't see something down this direction, Indian Ocean. And yeah, either the southeast Indian Ridge or even the southwest Indian Ridge. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we didn't see something happen. Maybe Australia, but it's not likely. I don't know. Kermadec Island's a 4 right now, eh? No. We'll have to keep an eye on that, right? I'm not seeing anything over here. Medford, New Zealand down here. Yeah, it's not cooked straight. All right, so we'll see what's happening. We'll keep an eye out for you. Um, it's it's a very odd time the last 5 months. Very very odd. Not like last year, not like the year before, not like the year before. It's very odd, especially the last 2 or 3 months. Yes, we're more into the solar cycle, and generally speaking, when we get like an X or something like that, a big quake happens within a 2 week period. But we've got a ton of M's, and both um, uh, uh, Wally and I think something's going to happen within the next 2 weeks, um, 7 to 14 days. So mark the calendar. Something significant should happen by the 18th. I was saying, I think I told him the 16th, and he said the 18th. So we're both really close on what our estimations are. Significant being high 6 to low 8, and we don't have a location yet. We can't. I'm watching the trends, and but we'll see. We have the Andaman Sea kicking up a lot stronger lately. We got the Caribbean plate acting up quite a bit. Even Japan's quiet. Lake Baikal should say something here tomorrow or late today. PNG's just been really probably the most consistent. That in Alaska, and they're on both sides of the plate there. But yeah, we'll see. Can't really guesstimate right now on where we're going to see activity. We've had the two big turkey quakes to this year. We've had a couple of 7s in PNG. I think we've had one in Fiji area or Tonga area. What else? We've had one in Indonesia. Iceland's going off now. Etna and Stromboli. Stromboli had a little thing today, but Stromboli's quiet, and so is Etna. Is a very weird time. Is it the calm before the storm, or is this the new norm? If you comment, leave a comment in the chat or down below. We can look at the weather real quick on the COD before I close up shop. Across the central part of the U.S., looks like some noise out here, and let's see if there's any water in it. Yeah, right over Sister. Very wrong. Yeah. Depends on what side of France. Yeah, you're right, sis. You're catching a little bit of rain, it looks like. Is this a low pressure moving in here? Let's push play. Yeah, low pressure coming across Idaho into the park. Monsoons we had, they're being pushed out by a high pressure coming across southern Cal. Whoa, look at that. Wow. Missouri really came up big. Wow. Last night. Holy smokes. Yeah, it did. Oh. That's some serious rain there, baby. And it still kept going over there and, east of next door. Had quite a bit down there in Louisiana, and we had some over there in Mexico. The monsoonal moisture is going to kick up again. It's moving east at the moment. And let's look at the hurricanes too while we're here. Dora is out there. It's strengthening at 125. 30% chance for cyclone here. Let's go ahead and check out the picture here. Dora definitely is strengthened. And got a lot of disturbance here. So that'll be DE. It'll probably be like Edward or something, right? Central Pacific, Dora's way over here. Here's Hawaii. Nothing happening yet. At the Atlantic, not maybe a little something right there might start, but yeah, nothing. So the Eastern Pacific, that's where the action is. And we have a, like I said, on the COD, if I went to here, went to the west, and showed you high pressure moving in. This disturbance out there is dying. With just no weather being pulled like we need. The west is kicking up. So Enzo's been kind of mellow. So we'll deal with that. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Remember, I'm Joe Slick. Don't get none on you. And we'll be back with the whatever happens in news, I guess. Big hugs, y'all.